Unit 7, Lesson 7A. Exercise 3. 1.
This is a kind of mushroom called a white truffle. It is highly prized in cooking, and the best ones can cost over 10,000 euros per kilogram. A single white truffle was once sold for over 230,000 euros. You might think that's a lot of money to pay for a mushroom, but truffles are very rare and only grow for a couple of months each year.
2.
How much is one flower worth? If it's this particular flower, the gold of Kinabalu orchid, then it's worth £3,500. Why? Because you can only find it in one place in the world, a park in Malaysia. The flower only grows between the months of April and May, and for long periods, many years sometimes, it does not appear at all.
3.
This pen, called the Mont Blanc Lorenzo de Medici fountain pen, costs £6,850. It's made of sterling silver and is engraved by hand.
4.
This pair of melons cost over 2 million yen at an auction in Japan. That's £12,000. Fruit is a popular gift in Japan to say thank you to a friend or to your boss at work. Melons need to be perfectly round and exactly the right colour. Perfect apples and strawberries are also popular gifts. But these Yubari King melons are the most expensive.
5.
These are Nike trainers dipped in real gold. They were created by the designer Just Another Rich Kid. He created 5 pairs of these Nike Air Dunks for $5,400 each. The New York-based artist, real name Ken Courtney, created the glitzy shoes as part of a collection called Indulgences for the man who has everything.
6.
How much do you usually pay for a haircut? If you're in New York City and want Orlando Peter to do it, you'll need to pay about $800. That's £500. Is it worth it? Well, ask Madonna or Gwyneth Paltrow or Anne Hathaway. They all go to Orlando Peter when they need a haircut.
Lesson 7A. Exercise 4. 1.
You can buy white truffles at a deli.
2.
You can buy flowers at a florist's.
3.
You can buy a pen at a stationer's.
4.
You can buy melons at a greengrocer's.
5.
You can buy trainers at a shoe shop.
6.
You can get a haircut at a hairdresser's.
Lesson 7A. Exercise 5.
Bakers, bank, butchers, charity shop, chemists, coffee shop, clothes shop, cosmetics store, deli, delicatessen, DIY store, estate agents, florists, garden centre, greengrocers, hairdressers, jewellers, laundrette, newsagents, opticians, post office, shoe shop, stationers, takeaway.
Lesson 7A. Exercises 6 and 8. 1.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to buy 2 litres of white paint, please. Oh, and some paintbrushes.
Sure.
Can I use this coupon?
I'm not sure. Can I see it? Oh, I'm sorry. It's too old.
Really?
Yes, look at this date. Used before the 31st of August, 2009.
Wow! I've had that a long time.
2.
Hi, I'm looking for a magazine. It's called Great Train Journeys. Have you got it?
Sure.
How much is it?
It's £1.95.
Really? That's very cheap.
Yes, it's on special offer this month. The normal price is £6.95.
Oh, okay.
3.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yes. How much are these jeans, please?
I'm not sure. Is there a price tag?
I can't see one.
It's usually here near the top. Yes, there it is.
£85? Sorry, they're far too expensive for me.
Well, we've got some cheaper pairs over there.
Thanks.
4.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm interested in the diamond ring that's in your window.
The one with the large diamond in the centre?
Yes, that's right. Is it £2,500?
Yes. It's a bargain, isn't it?
I don't know. That seems rather expensive.
I realise it's a lot of money. But believe me, it's a big diamond for that price.
5.
Hi, are you just looking?
No, I need some flowers for my aunt.
Is it her birthday?
No, I'm going to see her in hospital.
Well, these roses are £4 each, but if you buy 12, I can give you a discount. You can have them for £35.
Great! I'll take them.
Wonderful. And I hope your aunt gets better soon.
Oh, she's fine. She's having a baby.
6.
Hi, I need to send this package to Brazil.
OK, can you put it on there, please? I need to weigh it.
Where? Oh, right, OK.
Thanks. So that will be £12?
Yes, that's fine. Can I have a receipt?
Yes, of course. Just one moment.
Lesson 7B. Exercise 2.
What are you doing?
I'm doing my geography project. Look at this photo. It's shocking that some people have so much and others have so little. The world would be much better if money didn't exist.
What do you mean? If money didn't exist, how would you buy things?
If you needed something, you would make it. If you couldn't make it, you would swap with somebody else.
So if I wanted a new mobile phone, how would I get it?
You don't need things like that. I'm talking about essentials, food, clothes, that kind of thing. At the moment, millions of people haven't even got those.
If money didn't exist, life wouldn't be better for poor people.
No? I think it would. If nobody had any money, everybody would be equal.
Lesson 7C. Exercises 2 and 4.
Glenn James didn't expect to get a reward for what he did. He thought he was just doing the right thing. But because of his honesty, this poor homeless man from Boston now has enough money to live comfortably. Last February, James, who has been homeless for 5 years, was in a shopping centre when he noticed a bag on the floor. Nobody was near it. He picked it up and looked inside. He couldn't believe his eyes. There was $42,000 in cash and traveller's checks in the bag. James didn't think for one moment of keeping the money. He left the shopping centre and stopped a police car that was passing and handed the bag to them. The bag also contained passports and tickets, and the police soon found the owner of the bag, a Chinese student who was visiting Boston. When Ethan Whittington, a manager at an advertising agency, heard the story on the news, he decided to help James. He wanted to make life better for him. 26-year-old Whittington set up a website where people could donate money to James. He hoped to raise $50,000, but soon there was over $100,000. James is surprised and delighted at receiving the money. "I was only doing the right thing," he says. "Now I'll have enough money to open a bank account."
Lesson 7C. Exercises 8 and 9. 1.
I was in town last week looking for a present for my friend Amy. I looked in loads of shops, but I couldn't find anything. Finally, I went into a clothes store. It's not a good idea to buy clothes for people unless you know them really well, but I found a nice scarf. Amy is quite fussy, but hopefully she'll like it. I'll keep the receipt in case she wants to take it back. Anyway, I was about to pay for it when I dropped some coins on the floor. And as I picked them up, I noticed a £10 note on the floor. I handed it to the shop assistant, and she said she'd keep it in case anyone came back for it.
2.
I'm always short of money. I don't get much pocket money and I seem to spend it as fast as I get it. I don't think I waste money on things I don't need. In fact, I prefer to spend money on other people, like my family and friends. Anyway, I ran out of money last week and I really need some for a cinema ticket. My friend Sam offered to lend me some money, but I already owe him money, so I asked my sister Leah. She said she was short of money herself, so she said no. I guess I'll have to borrow from Sam again.
3.
I bought a baseball cap yesterday, but as I was leaving the checkout, I noticed that the shop assistant had overcharged me. I was paying by card and I didn't check the amount before I entered my PIN. Anyway, I'm sure the price ticket on the shelf was £10, but she charged me £15. I complained and tried to get my money back. She refused. I said, "You have to sell things for the price that is marked on the shelf." She said I was wrong and I got a bit cross, but it didn't help. She said, "You can have all the money back, but I can't give it to you for £10. I bought it anyway, but I'm glad I did. Although it's quite expensive, it's a brilliant cap.
4.
It's always a mistake to buy things in a sale. Okay, so everything is much cheaper, but I always ask myself, would you buy it if it was full price? If the answer is no, probably not, then I don't buy it in the sale. In fact, I prefer to buy really good quality clothes, and I don't mind paying a bit more for them. There's a lovely leather jacket that I want, but it costs so much. I only get £6 a week from my parents, so I'll have to wait a while before I can afford it. I'm sure Dad would lend me the money if I asked him, but I'd rather not.
5.
Last month I borrowed some money from my parents to buy a necklace. I don't normally spend a lot of money on myself, and I don't normally borrow money either. But I fell in love with this necklace, although it cost far more than I normally spend on jewellery. Even my mum thought it was expensive. She said, "Why don't you save up for it?" and tried to persuade me not to buy it. But I didn't listen. I bought it anyway. A week after I bought it, I decided I didn't like it after all, so I decided to return it to the shop. But I couldn't find the receipt. The sales assistant refused to give me a refund or to exchange it, which is fair enough. I've wasted a lot of money, and I owe my mum £60.
Lesson 7F. Box Clever.
Aaron Levie loves to eat tin spaghetti, drives a 6-year-old car, and has business meetings at a takeaway. He lives in an ordinary apartment, doesn't take holidays, and, at the age of 27, says his biggest luxury is his smartphone. If you met him, you probably wouldn't realize that he is a multi-millionaire. However, as co-founder and CEO of Box, a successful IT company, he is worth about $100 million. And he works very hard for his money. Most days, he does not leave the office until after midnight. I work so many hours because I love what I do. I'm incredibly excited about the business, says Levie. When Levie and his childhood friend, Dylan Smith, started their company in 2005, they had not even finished their university degrees. Box grew fast because it offered a better way of storing data, and soon they had contracts with many of the biggest companies in the USA. Levie left university without finishing his course. Like most new businesses, Box did not bring in much income at the start. Levie paid himself a salary of only $500 a month and lived off tin spaghetti and instant noodles. For 2.5 years, he spent nearly all his time at his office. Sometimes he even slept there too. When Box began, Levie and Smith looked for funding. Back in 2005, cloud storage was quite a new idea. For that reason, nobody wanted to risk lending them money. They wrote letter after letter, but could not find any investors. Eventually, a well-known entrepreneur called Mark Cuban agreed to put money into Box. Once he had decided to do that, others followed, and the business grew quickly. That was 8 years ago. Now, Box has grown a lot, and so have its profits, making Levie a multi-millionaire. Most people his age would lead an extravagant lifestyle if they had so much money. But Levie says that it doesn't interest him. I'm certainly not into money. I don't live in the office. Now I have an apartment 6 minutes drive away. But there is no enormous house up in the hills. He only goes to expensive restaurants if an important customer wants to eat there. Otherwise, he has lunch meetings in burger bars. And I still really like tinned spaghetti. I'd be happy if I had it every day.
Lesson 7G. Exercises 6 and 7. 1.
I'd like to start by saying that I don't believe schools spend enough money on any of these things. The reason I say that is that very few students in our school play musical instruments, and not many do sport either, except PE, which is a lesson. Not only that, we hardly ever go on school trips, perhaps just once a year. Now, let's move on to the question of which of the three schools should spend the most money on. If I have to choose just one, I'd say that we should spend the most on music. I'll tell you why I think that. First, there are lots of opportunities for students to do sport outside school. In my town, for example, there's a sports centre where we can swim, go to the gym, play squash, basketball, football, and so on. Second, students often go on trips and holidays with their parents, so there's no need for the school to spend money on school trips. Finally, and most importantly, very few people have musical instruments at home, and not many parents play musical instruments themselves. So, without encouragement and help from the school, most students will miss out on music. To sum up, I believe that schools should spend money on all these things, but music is the most important.
2.
First of all, we need to ask ourselves if schools should spend money on music, sport, and school trips at all. In my opinion, they should use the money for things like books and computers. However, let's look at which of the three deserves the most money. As I see it, sport is the most important. There are a number of reasons why I believe this. First, many teenagers nowadays are unfit. They need to do more sport at school. Second, music isn't very important. Most people just prefer to listen to music. Very few actually want to play musical instruments, and if they do, they can teach themselves guitar at home. Finally, although school trips are fun and help students to relax and make friends, sport is even better for doing these things. All in all, I take the view that schools should spend more on sport than on music or school trips.